give you guys time to come into the chat. Take your time in coming in, and I know Nicole's laughing at me. Nicole Compton, that's my special guest. She's an attorney, and we actually had a conversation before we went on the air about some stuff that I'm not even going to talk to you guys about, but I'm laughing because I'm already messing up. So anyway, I want to say hello and welcome to drboycetv.com. This is the home for intelligent Black people. Also, those of you who are on the Black Financial Channel, welcome to you as well. Come on in and invite your friends in, because we're going to have a conversation that we want the community to hear. Earlier this week, you guys heard me mention this company called Win. This company that sells these products called Win Hair Care Products. Now, Win is a company that you may or may not know this, but Win has actually been causing a lot of women's hair to fall out and a lot of serious damage to their hair. And when I brought it up, a lot of people said, oh yeah, there was a class action lawsuit. It ended 3 years ago. It's over. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not over. They're still selling their products and people's hair is still falling out. I'm still hearing from people that are going through irreversible damage as a result of these products. So just as a public service announcement, I thought it'd be worth discussing this. So Attorney Compton, Attorney
Yes.
Nicole Compton, that's her name. Tell me about what you know about this company, Win. Chaz Dean, the founder of Win. I'm going to actually throw some screenshots up while you're talking so that people can have context. What do you know about this company and what they're doing?
So not only am I an attorney, but I also teach business and entrepreneurship. So I got two cases as an attorney, but this is actually something great to share with our community, especially those nowadays people are doing hair care products and how to protect yourself as a consumer and protect yourself as a business. I had two consumers come to me recently who have used the Win hair care products. And I don't know if you all know, but like in the middle of the night, they have these, I think it's Gunthy Rinker has these, and QVC have these products that they show in the middle of the night. And Win by Chaz Dean is one of them. So I had one client come to me back around Christmas time who said that someone had given her this cute little hair care set that's supposed to make your hair grow and do all these wonderful things, but she used it one time and started pulling out chunks of her hair. And so she was like, what do I need to do? I'm not really sure. Well, in doing research for her, I realized that a paralegal / friend of mine, when we were looking up things for the case, told me that her young daughter's hair had come out, and I knew her hair had fallen out, a couple of years ago, but I did not know that it was this exact same product. So what I know about it from my research is, yes, there was a class action, and the reason there was a class action was there were a lot of people. Now, the product doesn't make everybody's hair fall out. Just like I said, my paralegal friend, she had used it on her own hair. And when she didn't have any issues. And so she thought, oh, this would be great. Now I'll use it on my young daughter's hair. And then she had issues. All of her hair fell out. So I have two recent cases that both seem to have happened after the class action lawsuit. And in the class action lawsuit, there were actually a lot of cases, and they decided to go ahead and open a whole class action. In the class action, the women were awarded like $20,000 a piece, plus reimbursement for the hair care products, because the hair care products range from about $19 to about $30 for a bottle or a set. So we figured, in doing some of this research, and I meet with Dr. Watkins regularly for other stuff, and I just happen to be telling him, hey, have you heard about this? I have these, clients that have come to me and they're talking about it, and we wondered, I wonder if there are other women, Black women, that are using this guy's hair care products. If so, we need to get the word out. So here we are, getting the word out.
Yeah, well, I think that you're right. What's really a bit confusing about when, and I think that you might agree with this comment, is that it doesn't seem like it's making everybody's hair fall out. And that's, I think, what's confusing a lot of people. I know people that have used it that didn't have this problem, but I know people close to me who did use it who are psychologically damaged beyond repair. The lady
In
I
the
talked to.
Black community, our hair, you all know me. I change my hair every other day. I might be a redhead today or blonde tomorrow. I might have braids or locks. You never know what you're going to get. Because of in the Black community, especially, a lot of times our identity ends up being, you know, being tied to our hair. I know I have a friend and she told me, she said, I could be in jeans, sweats or whatever, but if my hair is laid, it's gonna be a good day. And so when you end up having like the young girl that I was talking about, who ended up losing everything, having to find other ways to cope. I mean, hair is a big thing.
Well, and I agree with that, and I think that that's what made me sensitive to it. When the person I know who lost her hair as a result of Win products, she can't hardly go outside anymore. She says, even though we told her, your wig is beautiful, you look great. She says, I cannot participate in anything. I mean, to the point of where I can see the trauma on her face. Like she literally is traumatized, doesn't want to be in pictures, doesn't want to talk to anybody, doesn't want to have any guests because her hair was falling out in clumps. And that to me as a man made me very sensitive to what hair means to women. I've always known it was important, but I think that kind of seeing her reaction really just made me say, I said to Alicia, I said, it almost seems like a woman losing her hair is like a man losing his testicles or something. Would that be an adequate comparison, you
It
think?
is. I mean, you almost like your hair is your crown of glory. And whether you have even, I have friends who have alopecia and they rock it and they look great. But I have people who have, friends that have short natural hair, long natural hair, weave, whatever. But it's something about your hair that makes you feel great. I mean, when people see you, you hope that your first impression is going to be on your face. And what is your crown? It's your hair. What's around your face? What frames your face? It's usually your hair. So for guys and their masculinity, they tie their masculinity to sometimes. I'm not gonna say all of them do, but Black guys, they brag, hey, we know we hung. Probably
Well,
inappropriate. So here's my disclaimer for those who don't know Attorney Nicole Compton. What you see is what you get. I'm always gonna be real, sister girl, transparent. I'm very educated, very smart, but I keep it real. But for us, we know that when you see us, our hair and how we look, our first impressions mean a lot. It doesn't mean that we're less intelligent or more intelligent, but we feel good when we look good.
yeah, well, I read some of the reviews of Wind Hair Care, and what I noticed when I went through a lot of the reviews is that there were a lot of people who are going through trauma, not just Black people, but a lot of white folks as well.
I have one client that told me I want $1 million because they are still selling this product. And I want them to know that they cannot keep doing this.
hmm Absolutely, absolutely. And so it's not just Black women, even though that's what I care about first. I put Black women ahead of
Yeah.
everybody else, but it looks like it's hitting everybody, and I'm just stunned that this stuff is still out there in the market. And I was reading an article on Ars Technica, and one of the things they said is that for the most part, these products are not regulated at all. The gels, creams, and concoctions we slather on our skin and massage into our heads on a daily basis cleared no regulatory hurdles before strolling into neighborhood stores and medicine cabinets. The Food and Drug Administration only looks into these products when people voluntarily report problems, and people hardly ever report problems to the FDA, even when there are big ones. In a research letter this week to the Journal of the American Medical Association, a trio of researchers argue that something has got to change. A major motivation for their argument is the recent scandal involving Win by Chaz Dean hair care products. The FDA opened an investigation into Win in 2014 after the agency received complaints that the brand's cleansing conditioners were irritating scalps and causing hair to fall out. That's what the woman that reached out to me told me. She said that not just her hair was falling out, but she was also, it burned her scalp. A whopping 127 complaints rolled in, and that's a lot for the FDA. In 2007, for instance, the agency received fewer than 200 complaints total for the entire personal care products, entire industry. But so for the entire industry, they received 200 complaints total in 2007. They got 127 just from wind care products alone. After the FDA started asking wind questions, it came out that the company was sitting on another 21,000 complaints. Last year.
Oh, and hold on, let me add this because I've done extensive research. They also, after this, started doing their own testing. And in the lawsuit, they were refusing, before they settled the class action lawsuit, they were refusing to hand over their own studies. And so they said, it has been said that because they were not willing to hand over their studies, that they knew that there was an issue with the product.
Wow. That's really intense. That's really intense. So if you could, first of all, everybody, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. I'm speaking to attorney Nicole Compton. If you could please also, as you hit subscribe and share and all that, please share this video to everybody out there so they can be warned about this company. If you're on Facebook, please share it to your Facebook page. It only takes a second. If you're on Twitter, please retweet. If you're on Instagram, YouTube, wherever, share this because a lot of people just don't know. The lady that reached out to me was a senior citizen and she just did not know. And I just, my heart goes out, not just for her, but also, then I heard the story you told me about your a paralegal, a friend whose daughter lost her hair. And you think about a senior citizen and a little girl. These are the most vulnerable segments of our society. And so, so Nicole, let me ask you this question. So you and I, we do a program we meet every week. It's called the Black Millionaire Factory. If you guys want to go check it out, it's theblackmillionairefactory.com. And you talk about legally protecting and setting up your business so you can protect yourself from issues like this. Did you have any thoughts just as a lawyer in terms of what advice you might give so that people can make sure that their products don't get out here hurting people, or what to do if that actually does occur?
Right. So not only am I an attorney and teach entrepreneurship and law, but I do business coaching, and I try to tell my coaching clients that they need to be responsible. Money is great, and the reason we're in business is to make money, but you also have to be responsible. I think the thing that bothers me the most about the whole wind situation is that it's still on the market. And they, the sad part is they've settled this case, but they have not changed how they did anything except for to tighten up how much harder they make it for people to sue them. If you have a product, and I have clients who, I had one girl at the All Black National Convention a year or two ago that gave me free products, and they were all natural and they were great. But let's say something had happened where she made the product and I called her back and said, well, it irritated me. She could be like, oh, well, it's just you. It's hard to do the chemical testing and things like that. But if you know you have an issue, you want to be proactive in your business, pull it, or at least put disclaimers, let people know what the ingredients are as much as you can without giving your trade secrets, and take these complaints seriously. To win, I think that the elderly lady and the younger girl, the little girl, for them, that was $20, $30. They honestly, big companies could care less. Don't get to that point, especially in the Black community with Black products. We're supposed to take care of us and do the right thing. So if you know that there's an issue, you want to try to pull it or let people know what's going on, know who your purchasers are, and get the word out that, hey, if this happens to you, let us know. Do the right thing, give the money back or give a refund or replace the product with something that will not. In the win situation, they had an arbitration clause. So in their lawsuit, if you, there was a discrepancy in their lawsuits originally. If you bought it from QVC over the phone, or somebody gave you the product, or you brought the product out of a store, like a secondhand, then you were in one category. But if you bought it from the website, you were in another category, because on the website, there was all the little fine print. And in the fine print, there was an arbitration clause. That meant you had to go to arbitration before you could sue. And arbitration can be extremely expensive. And so they were counting on the fact that people would have to go to arbitration. While I don't want to see people use arbitration as a deterrent for people to get help or to seek help, arbitration clauses are something that can definitely be used and can be learned from this situation. Just use it I would hope that you all use it in the right way. And I think the other part that I know you didn't ask me this, Dr. Watkins, but the other part that I wanted to make sure everybody knows, if you have a product and you're the consumer and there is an issue with the product, let's say it's wind and it makes your hair fall out. The thing that I told my original client is save the product. Don't throw it away. Don't assume. I had a client once who had mold growing in it was a baby cough syrup that was supposed to be all natural, but it had mold in it and made the baby sick. So the client originally was like, oh, I tossed it out. I was like, no, get it out of the garbage can. You want to save the product. You want to keep it in a plastic bag. You can date when you used it or when you bought it. Keep as much information as you can. If you have your receipt, make sure you keep your receipt with it. You want to save any of the packaging, any of the instructions, any of the product that's left. Again, like I said, your receipts. You want to make sure that you have as much evidence as you can if you have to sue or even if you have to go to arbitration. So don't get rid of anything. In win cases, you want to go to a doctor, have them look at it. You want to take pictures of everything. So even if it's daily, like this is what happened on, day one after I used it, or this is what happened the day that my hair started falling out, and then every day or every couple of days after that, the more evidence you have, the more an attorney will be able to help you, or you'll be able to help yourself prevail in a case like this.
Yeah, well, let me just say this. In terms of Wynn's legal actions, which I thought that would be the end of it. I'm like a lot of people. When I brought this up, a lot of people, Nicole, were telling me, oh, this is old news. Well, Wynn had a lawsuit. There was a class action lawsuit. It's over. You're bringing up an old story. And I said, actually, it's not an old story, because I'm hearing new stories that happened in 2020. And when I went and reviewed, went through some of the reviews, a lot of these reviews were posted a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago. And so just to give people updates in terms of how the lawsuit went, the company paid a $26 million settlement for the class action lawsuit for about 1,386 complaints. And then they issued a statement claiming that their products are safe. And clearly that doesn't appear to be the case based on the people that have been reaching out and reporting to us. And so what researchers are actually recommending, some Northwestern University researchers looked into Wynn, and they published this in the Journal of the American Medical Association. They said that regulators need better surveillance, monitoring, and coordinated data collection to protect consumers. Quote, better cosmetic surveillance is needed given the ubiquity and lack of pre-market approval pathway, they write. Unlike devices, pharmaceuticals, and dietary supplements, cosmetic manufacturers have no legal obligation to forward adverse effects to the FDA. So if they find out, if Wynn finds out, like you said earlier, you were talking about how they refuse to release the information, the results of their studies. If they go in the lab and find out that people are dying from their product, people are losing their hair, people are burning their scalps, they don't have to tell anybody, right?
The sad part is, like you said, most people think, oh, this is old news. This is old news. It happened. They've already settled. But like you said, there are people that are still having this issue, that are still buying the product, still using the product even today. And so they still don't, they're still selling it because people are still buying it. And it doesn't make everybody's hair fall out. It doesn't have the same effect. I don't know if it's chemical makeup of some people versus others or what, but you brought up a good point too. A lot of the energy drinks, y'all know I love my Bang and my Red Bull, but a lot of the energy drinks that we take, a lot of vitamins and supplements. You can make your own vitamin and supplement complex and put it on and get it on store shelves or sell it on, Amazon, eBay, whatever. So consumers need to watch, because you're putting things in your body or even your skin. Hair care products touch your skin. That's your biggest organ.
Wow. Well, let me say this. First of all, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. I'm speaking with attorney Nicole Compton. We're talking about Win Hair Care Products by Chaz Dean, and basically reports that I was receiving from people who recently used this product and their hair's falling out. There was a class action lawsuit filed a few years ago. They lost the suit and had a big settlement, but apparently
they didn't technically lose it. They settled.
They settled. Okay, they settled. Okay, all right. And so we were kind of going through this because we wanted the Black community to be aware. A lot of you have children. You're putting hair products in your hair and your children's hair. I'm not judging that at all. I see people in the chat. I want y'all to know that I do see y'all, the ones who are saying, why are women putting stuff in their hair? Why are they putting these on? Stop judging. Let's stop that. Let's just quit that. Seriously.
Some people, that's all they know. Some people, that's what they truly believe in. I know I'm the oldest of 8. My mom had 6 girls, 2 boys. And the first 5 girls were all stair steps. Actually, the first 6 of us were all a year apart stair steps. And they wanted a big family, but nobody thought about you're going to have to do all of these thick-haired, long, thick-haired kids. So my mom didn't use straightening combs on us. We got relaxers at the age of 2. Then everybody in my family, thank God, has thick enough hair and they can handle it. And I hope we don't get fibroids and all of that with the, the research that has come out. But that's what we knew. And that's what we did, my sisters did to their kids. Until now, being natural wasn't a big trend. And we didn't know, when you know better, you do better. But not everybody is going to agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. Now,
and I can't see the comments.
But I see the comments. Yeah, we're on different platforms, but I see that, and I can address some of them. And I'll show you. Some people were asking a second ago, is this product only affecting Black women? The answer is absolutely not. Let me show you guys a screenshot.
No, and actually, when the clients came to me, I was surprised, because when I look at Chaz Dean, there's nothing that makes me want to buy anything from him. And even watching it when they do you don't have to rinse it out, look at this, I was like, I'm sorry, I want to wash my hair as much as I can because I like to be clean. That's how my mom raised me. And so I looked at it, and I never would have thought that Black women would have brought the product. And so that's another thing for entrepreneurs. Look at his sales and marketing and take notes, because obviously he had a good sales team. It's better to have people to still buy it. I mean, there are certain tactics you can use to convince people to buy from you. And he hit it head on, because I'm telling you, I never thought that a Black woman would purchase the product. I was surprised to find out how many have and how many still are.
Well, you guys can see here on the screen that most of the victims of this product are not Black. The ones that are
most of the pictures are the reported.
Yeah, most of the pictures that are being reported, whether it's through media or really the thing is, even in social media, like if you were to put this on your Twitter, like this lady put this on her Facebook page, that would still appear from the search results. And I just literally typed in "win hair loss" and here's
win hair loss Black woman or something like that. Because when I was looking at the lawsuits that were filed before the class action, it wasn't just all white women.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, and another thing that I wanted to point out, people are saying, well, this is old news, that, they settled this, and I think in 2016. But here's the thing. In 2000, to be part of a class action, you have to fall within the class. The class is determined, in this case, is determined by when you bought and used the product. And so when they have a certain period of time that they can leave the class open, and they try to reach out to the people that they know bought the product, but that still doesn't get to everybody. And then you have people like the clients that I have that never heard about the product and or any of the class action lawsuits. that bought it and used it after that class action settled, and definitely after the class closed. So when you miss a class action lawsuit and you're outside of the time, one of two things can happen. If you, a lot of times, and including in the win class action suit, a lot of times they will have residual monies that are unclaimed or left over. And so they sometimes will allow other people who should have been in the class to seek help. You may not get the same settlement, but a lot of people who are not in the class action may have to retain their own products liability attorney to get help. And so not every attorney does products liability, and most products liability attorneys are the super huge firms. Sorry, they are the super huge firms because it takes a lot of money, because they have to have testing done, medical doctors and experts to come in and say, this is the finding and this is what we believe is causing it. And they have to be able to prove certain elements in court that they either knew or should have known, that they had a duty to, to fix the product or to warn or to take the product off the shelf or protect their, their customer, that this product actually is the cause of the damage done and that there was damage done. So if you don't tell anybody, you don't get evidence, you don't go to the doctor to show that this product has caused this or that your hair is falling out, then you end up hurting your case. But those are the things that have to be proven, and a products liability attorney has to have, the backing to go after big companies like this. But it's not just big companies.
Right. Okay. So, it seems to me that this is a situation that is still evolving, and hopefully everybody watching, I want to just ask you guys once again, could you please go and show this video to other people, because it looks like there are lots of people out here losing their hair because of this stuff. And I don't know if everybody, I guess a lot of people who use it don't lose their hair, but even if there's just a 10% chance that it could happen to you, I don't know. Give me a yes or no. Do you think that that's even worth taking that risk? Even if there's a 90% chance that nothing will happen, is it still worth the risk? I don't think that it is.
Not for me.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And I think also, the other, important thing, I guess, is to figure out QVC, QVC's liability in this. I mean, I think QVC, even if they don't lose in the court of law, I think just in the court of common sense and the court of public opinion, QVC, maybe this says something about their internal procedures. Are they properly vetting companies that they're bringing onto that network? What do you think about that, just as an attorney? I mean, do you think that they have any liability at all?
They don't look at that. When you get accepted for a product on QVC, they're not necessarily looking at that. They're looking at how well your pitch is, how well they can pitch it, what your price point is, and that kind of thing. They're not looking at, is it taking people's hair out? And at that point, they may never know if Win by Charles Dean didn't tell them or didn't show them, hey, there's a 25% chance or 50% chance that these are the negative side effects. They don't know. And as we've already stated, it's not really regulated. So they say, hey, we got this product, we have all these testimonials, we got the right packaging, the right price point, the right advertising package. We just need y'all to help push it. And so QVC looks at the numbers and they say, well, I think we can, this is a product that people will buy at 3 o'clock in the morning when they cannot sleep, and we're showing them these commercials ad nauseum.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I'm giving QVC the side eye over this. I think that this is really sad, and if anybody knows somebody who's gone through something like this, put something in the chat, tell your story in the chat so that other people can know about it and be warned, so that they don't make the mistake that so many people have made. And I want to say thank you, Attorney Nicole Compton, for providing clarity on this important issue. We appreciate your time.
I got one more thing. It just came to me because y'all know I'm corny, right? Sister girls, we love our hair. So tell it here and tell it there. Go tell everybody, don't buy Win. It doesn't work like shampoo. It works like Nair.
What?
I'm crazy. I know.
You rhyme like like a mumble rapper.
Well, I did mess up on one part, but it does. When I think about it, it's almost like you were talking about, would you use it if it was a 10% chance that it'd take your hair out? When I look at those pictures, I had to stop using Nair because I ended up burning my skin with it, doing something, forgot, left it on too long or something stupid. But luckily that was not up in my hair. I couldn't imagine having, plugs of hair and bald spots that won't, the hair won't come back. And many of the people, it didn't come back. At least with Nair, it grows again.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think I mean, Nair scared me actually. Nair's that stuff you put on your skin or you put on your hair and just makes the hair just go away.
It basically wipes it out. Like you can take and wipe it and it just comes off.
Yeah,
I use it. My bad story is I was trying to be sexy. I was out of town. I think we were in San Diego or San Francisco or somewhere. And I was like, ooh, instead of shaving my underarms, I couldn't go get a wax. So I was like, I'm gonna put it on and I'll let it sit and then I'll jump in the shower. I'll, take a shower, wash it off. The phone rung or something happened. I left it on too long. By the time I'm trying to be sexy and cute, and we were going to go out that night. By the time Norris came back, I was like, babe, I can't put my arms down. Oh, it burned. It ate the skin off. And for a week or two, I didn't want to put my arms down. I didn't want to put the shirt on. I mean, it was bad. But so that's my scary story. I've never touched Nair since then. My old nickname used to be Crash because if anything was gonna go wrong, it was gonna be me to do something stupid. But that's what it reminds me of is the whole Nair thing, the burning and the skin irritation and your hair falling out. I would never take a chance of putting that kind of stuff on my head.
Wow. Well, that's scary. I had people recommend put me using Nair for my head, because I keep I thought about it and somebody said, well, what if it gets in your ear? Because you got the little hairs in your ear that help you hear, and if you lose that, you go deaf. And then that one thing alone let me say, you know what, I can just shave it the old-fashioned way and stay as safe as I can.
I don't think that that's true. However, like I said, but your skin is the biggest organ you have. And your skin absorbs things whether you realize it or not. So there's also findings of deodorants that are causing cancer and things like that. You got to watch what lotions you put on. If you put on too much Vaseline and you don't have anywhere for your body to breathe, did you know you could suffocate and die because your body is, oxygen is leaving and coming through your skin? You have to, we as Black people, we really have to educate ourselves on the products that we're using, what we're putting on our bodies and in our bodies. And I think this case is prime for that. This is a great example of why we need to pay attention.
That's absolutely true. Well, I want to say thank you very much, Attorney Compton, for coming in and giving us your time. We appreciate it. And everybody, please give Attorney Compton a digital thank you, a digital round of applause for coming in and sharing her expertise. You got a lot of Black lawyers who are too good to talk to Black people. They don't want to talk to Black folks. They only talk to big white law firms and stuff like that. Oh, wow. Whereas we got attorneys out here.
Not the ones I roll with.
Yeah, right. We got the real ones and we got the other ones. And so she's a real one. So I appreciate you very much. And also the program that Attorney Compton, where she meets with students every single week, and I join her as well on everything on how to get your business not just started, but also to get it launched and also to understand all the legal and administrative ramifications of building a business and what that takes. Feel free to join us. The program is the Black Millionaire Factory. The URL is theblackmillionairefactory.com, THE, that's theblackmillionairefactory.com, or you can actually type in thebmf.com, the BMFprogram.com, thebmfprogram.com. Those are two URLs that will get you there. So feel free to join us. Use the discount code podcast, and you can actually get 30% off the program. We meet every Wednesday night at 8 p.m., and we talk about everything you need to know to get your business launching off the ground. Everything's recorded, documented, all that stuff. So it's a great
program. Freebies and handouts.
Yes, lots of
Homework.
freebies and handouts, and it's better than business school because in most business schools, the professors don't actually run real businesses, and we do. So,
Well, and I'll add this. I have my professional Nicole, and then I have my sister girl Nicole. And so sister girl Nicole is going to be transparent and tell you, just like Dr. Watkins, we're going to tell you what other people aren't going to tell you. So there are certain things that I can say in our groups and in our circles that I may not share with everyone else. So that's another advantage. Even here, as you can see, my crazy rhymes.
well, having a lawyer talk to you in a real way is a really valuable thing because it gives you a lot of information that most people don't have. So that's why I appreciate talking to you, Nicole. So yeah, I recommend this to everybody. Also, there's a money back guarantee. If you're not happy for any reason, just email us. We'll give you a full refund. So that's how confident we are that you're going to love it. So feel free to go to theblackmillionairefactory.com, theblackmillionairefactory.com. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Also, if you would like to support this platform, you can go to intelligentblackpeople.com. That's intelligentblackpeople.com. So we are gone. We're out. Have a good day. And thank you, Nicole. And
You're
we'll see you
welcome.
soon. Bye-bye.
Peace and blessings.
Peace.